Man, you know what could have been more interesting? If they actually, with the takeover of the radio tower in Goldenrod City, they actually changed the theme to make it less boppy and unnecessarily happy for a city theme, and make it something more evil and ambitious and kind of rocky to fit the Team Rocket theme. But they didn't do that. Team Rocket, you are really slacking in terms of the music. I'm kind of disappointing you for that. Hey there guys, my name is Blake, also known as The Nerd, and welcome back to another episode of Pokémon SoulSilver. Last time, we finished off the Team Rocket headquarters by taking care of all the electrodes. By that I mean 3 out of the 6, Lance took care of the others. Alongside that, we also took care of Price, which it was a nice gym and an ice gym because Price was so chill and he was also cool with him losing. Oh man, so speaking of, I want to check the nature of the electrode because I forgot to do that actually before even taking on Price. Normally I do that as I catch them or as I end off the episode. Bashful. It neutralizes the nature, so that's actually really nice. Not a good one for electrode, probably modest or timid, but at least it wasn't adamant or jolly. That would have been so embarrassing if it was one of those two. So in this episode, I want to bring out my team real quick, because after the last episode was recorded, which we ended off here, my 2DS that I used to record this program, which has the capture card, died. But luckily, I did save before taking on the Team Rocket headquarters, so it wasn't that bad to catch up, although I did have a much worse time with Price than I did recording. Of course, when I record, like, an easy gym fight, it just goes south when I don't record it. It's not typically me, but it kind of sounds like it at that point, doesn't it? So the levels are different. Of course, Afterburner is still a young Mega. Oberon is 31. I think Reynolds was 33 when we last left off, so it reduced the level because of my balancing thing I wanted to do. And I think Vulcan was also 32 as well. So not much of the team has changed aside from those. So there's that. So in this episode, now that we're here in Goldenrod City, with the unfortunate lack of changing in any music, thanks Team Rocket. If you would have done that one thing, I would have forgiven you. We're going to take on Team Rocket, and not because they changed the music, but because they're taking over the radio tower without anyone's permission. Who doesn't love those? Who doesn't like those people? So what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to head down here. Now, since I haven't played this in 9 years, it was kind of hard for me. Not hard, it was confusing as to where I wanted to go, because if you actually headed up to the radio tower, which I'll meet you guys over there right now, you tried walking over here, and you would get blocked by this guy, which wasn't in the original games. And he would tell you that no one that isn't part of Team Rocket is allowed in the building, and you would need to figure out how to get into the Team Rocket building while being without getting caught, basically. I don't know why I try to word it in 7 different ways when it really should just simplify it, because look at where I go when I don't try to simplify it. I end up stuttering, he asked me what I'm thinking about. I don't know why I went into a Miley Cyrus song. I apologize for that. So, how exactly do you get into that area? Well, heading down here, you'll notice that the photo booth isn't available by 2 other people because those 2 people were taken by the evil Team Rocket. Huh? Are you new to cover too? We had to recruit new members for the radio tower mission. When we ran out of uniforms, I heard the studio has some, so I decided to borrow one. Since you're here, why don't you change as well? And you just looked at us while we changed. Yeah, Team Rockets are officially creeps as well, perverts. Oh, you shouldn't try to scare people walking around looking like that, okay? And actually, I advise you to do it just because you actually get some really interesting dialogue if you run around with this outfit, which you won't be able to get to do if you just go up to the radio tower. So if you want to, sightsee around to see what things come up and change and whatnot when you wear this outfit, go ahead and do so. The best places to do so are around this little area, the headquarters, as well as Team Rocket grunts everywhere around here. So instead of being like, oh hey, you're a criminal, you're not a criminal, get out of here, they'll actually praise you like, oh hey, you're new, aren't you? And be like, this guy especially. So this is Radio Tower. What are you doing? Get your position right away! They'll treat you like an actual grunt. And actually the Pokemart, or the department store, is really huge on this. Unfortunately, none of the important Pokemon or the important people like Bill or the name reader or any of the clerks in the Pokemon Mart or the nurse in the Pokemon Center, I don't think. No, not even the nurse. They're professionals. They won't treat you any differently, but everyone else does. Even this. I don't think I met you before. You must have a reason for looking like that. I explored all this for the first time, and honestly, I got a huge excitement, thrill, and laugh out of this because they didn't have to go to so much details to change the dialogue of all these characters. They really didn't. They could have just slapped you on with this outfit and come like, oh hey, they're still going to treat you like regular people. But they took the efforts to change all of these guys. Team Pocket? That's a good insult. But they changed so much of the dialogue, and it's honestly amazing. I did do a previous recording before things happened, and I decided it wasn't the best idea to actually do the recording. Actually, it was a good thing too, because I think I had a couple mess-ups in terms of setting up. Like, I didn't have the battle animations on, and I think I spent so much time focusing on these guys and like talking to all the people around here, which again, the personalities change, which is really nice. Mine is this guy, and I don't know why I didn't show you this guy earlier. This guy's interesting. The train hasn't come in. I know, I'll carry the passengers on my back. That won't work. I really wish he changed, but at the same time, it's such a funny line. Why would you change such a funny line? It's so interesting to hear that, like, in a different uniform, it just changes, and it's honestly good. It actually makes a lot more sense when I'm in a dark uniform, and I have an Umbreon. If I had a poison type, this would have been, like, perfect. But actually having a dark type works just as well. But before I enter the radio tower and stop what we're doing this episode, I do need to explain one thing real quickly that doesn't involve Team Rocket themselves, but rather a certain radio tower, or not radio tower quest, a certain radio station you can listen to every day as long as you either clear the Team Rocket section of the Goldenrod City, or you have not even come close to the Team Rocket headquarters, and you have not obtained the 7th badge, which is what is needed to trigger the Team Rocket headquarters, or the Team Rocket taking over the radio tower segment of the game. And that is with Buena's password. Now, I don't specifically remember the radio station name, but on that specific station, which I'll show right now, from 12 p.m. to, I believe, 6 p.m., you can tune in and see what the password is that Buena wants. Of course, the passwords are going to be very simple words that you can easily obtain in shops like potions. The one you're seeing right now is Ultra Ball. And once you obtain the password, which if you somehow forget, you can always go back to the radio station and play multiple times, even if you're near the Goldenrod radio station or you're right in front of her, you head over to the radio tower, go up the 2nd floor, and you talk to Buena. From there, you give her the password. If you enter the correct password, which is selections, via the bottom screen or the top screen, depending on what version you're playing or what generation you're playing, if you get it correct, you will get a point. Now, how the point system works varies depending on what game you're playing. In Gold, Silver, and Crystal, you can save up points to earn rewards based on daily routines and events. The items there don't change. However, in these games, it changes variously. So, because I got 1 point, for example, I was able to get a Pokeball. And I believe as you get more rewards, you get different items. I'll put on screen, if I remember to do so, what items you can get depending on how many points you have, specifically in this game. But the higher your points, the better you can do. With that being said, though, that is a mouthful, and I just want to enter the radio tower already because let's do some things. Start with you. Yes, I've been telling visitors to go home as you instructed. This poor lady. I'm not even actually part of Team Rocket, and I feel bad for this lady. I'm just saying, having to do all the dirty work of telling people to leave in like the nicest way possible, it's kind of sad. And I bet someone at Team Rocket like hacked into this computer to like put like, I don't know, like YouTube videos of things like really naughty anime or just something that isn't kid-friendly. I don't want to say because this is YouTube I'm talking about and I want to be advertiser-friendly. But we head up here and talk to this guy. Now that we're in uniform, he has a change of heart. Ha! You must be new. You look pretty good in the Team Rocket uniform. Go on ahead. And if we try to enter this building, Silver, or I'm sorry, he'll come up. Hey, Team Rocket! Stop going around in groups and troubling people, you cowards! Huh? Are you Blake? Which Blake are you talking about? Are you talking about Blake the nerd? I heard he's a really creative Let's Player. That's certainly not him at all. Are you talking about Blake Shelton? Because I ain't him, even though he's a good country artist. I'm not Blake Lively, if that's what you're talking about. I'm not one of those Blakes. In fact, I don't know which Blake you're talking about. I don't even know a person by the name of Blake. So, excuse me, I gotta do my casual business around here. What are you doing here? No way. You think you're strong now and you look like them? That's foolish. You shouldn't wear those things. No, I highly urge you not to take out the son of a gun you took off my outfit. Of course you would. What? You're not a newcomer? Then battle with me. Gold, I blame you. I wanted to sneak in and be all quiet so that way I could figure out the whole situation, but nope, you had to do your thing. And wait. I didn't turn on the battle I thought I turned down the battle animations for doing this. I actually resetted the whole thing, so maybe that's why it was like this. That's quite unfortunate, really, so... I don't know how to feel about that. Oh, Hyper Fang doesn't... Oh, I was thinking Super Fang that reduces the damage to half, not Hyper Fang. For some reason, I get those two confused, and it's weird, because you think Super Fang would be the one that doesn't do the half damage, yet it is? It's so interesting. Really is fascinating. So this guy automatically has 2 Raticates, and they're actually up to par levels with ours, so it's nice. He gets Sucker Punch. That explains why they're so quick, because Sucker Punch. That makes sense to me. Alright. Both of the Raticates are down, and you're also down for the count. You're strong! We get 960 Pokédollars. I will say, though, that's a nice addition to the games. Or at least specifically to this game, where you have to go around as a Team Rocket Grant in order for you to head in. It just makes sense. It really does. I see. You were trying to be sneaky. Well, no, duh! I just pointed that out! Huh. A typical idea for me. No matter, I'll let you handle this. I have to defeat the Dragon Tamer. What's his name? Lance. After that, it'll be your turn. Be ready for it. You sound pretty serious about that, boy. Why did I say that? How long has it been since I last said boy in a Pokemon playthrough? What was it? Pokemon Platinum? I don't recall. Alright, I need to turn on the battle animations immediately. Not the bag! Not the bag, although I should check on the berries real quick, since I did actually plant them, and I'm hoping, since I planted 3 of those, they haven't died yet. Please? Good. And 3 each. Thank goodness, because I actually did want to feed some to the Miltank alongside some of the additional side quests that I want to take on in a future episode, so I have these right off the bat just in case I need them. Thank goodness I checked. Now then, to turn on the settings and then getting back to what we're supposed to do, and no, I hit quit accident. This game hates me. This game does not want me to have my fun here. Alright, I'm hitting confirm this time, and now we're heading up. Unfortunately, we're no longer in the rocket outfit, or quote-unquote rocket outfit, even though it was just us in a black hat and black shirt. So we can't do the sneaky business, and now everyone has to battle us. Every single one. And of course, like with the opponent's Raticates, these Pokemon will be at much higher levels, actually way higher than the Rocket headquarters. You can see they actually have an Arbok at level 26, which is very nice. And finally, have some battle animations on. So while I'm here battling, oh, I did not mean to get the Quick Claw on, or Quick Claw out. I did not mean for the Quick Claw to be activated. Sentences, how do they work? I can't sentence. Can you sentence? Probably you can sentence better than I can, for sure, because I don't know how to sentence on YouTube. So earlier today, because we felt like it, let me do that a little bit better. So while I'm here battling, me and my dad. So here's a fun little story, I guess. I don't really do this all that much in any Let's Play I've done so far, but oh, wow, that was interesting. I thought I was going to talk about the story as we were battling, but the crit mattered where that's not a thing anymore. So earlier today, me and my dad had lunch over at the Habit. I got a grilled chicken sandwich because I never really had that over there and I figured I'd try something a little different, and it's actually really good. It was just me and my dad because obviously, I don't know, I think I mentioned this, no, I did mention this in one of the episodes of Variety X where we did Glow. I remember that very fondly. But in that episode, I did mention that my parents were going through a divorce. And luckily, from some occasions, me and my dad will still hang out and have lunch and whatnot. We went over to the Habit. I got myself a grilled chicken sandwich, which honestly is probably just as good as the burgers. Although the burgers are barely better than the sandwich, or than the sandwich itself. But honestly, that's not to say the grilled chicken sandwich is bad at all. I like to have it because of the variety it has. Oh my gosh, you cannot be serious. That oh my gosh. Oberon, you better get like a good dark type move after this. Don't get me wrong, payback is good for when the opponent is slower. I might actually use the lagging tail since that's probably going to be more of a lifesaver in this scenario for payback to work like functionally. I was going to use Quick Attack anyways, yet the Quick Claw activated for some reason. Priorities. How do you prioritize? That's like maximum priorities. Holy crap. Please stop. So alongside that, earlier today, the Habit, at this point I haven't quite seen it yet, but I know I will be seeing it eventually. And by this point, I should have already seen it actually days ago when this is being uploaded. I actually saw the new Dumbo, the live action remake from Tim Burton. I will say, it's on its own, it's good. But compared to the original Dumbo, it's not that good. So overall, it's alright. It has some really good perks, like having its own story compared to the original Dumbo. I will say it's actually a very nice benefit to it, especially with Disney doing a whole bunch of live remakes and having it the exact same as their animated counterparts, which makes things more or less even worse in some cases. Not entirely worse, it's the same thing. It's just some of them just are done better in animation, while others are just as good in animation and in live action, in my opinion, like The Jungle Book. This is actually a really good example of that. I actually enjoyed The Jungle Book in live action, although some elements of it I didn't quite like in 3D, and I prefer the 2D ones. King Louie is a perfect example of that. So I thought having the story was actually more beneficial, but the story itself, I didn't think really have much of a charm to it. There's that certain magic with the original Dumbo that it has that charm, which it fails to capture as well as the original Dumbo does, the live-action one. On top of that, some of the acting in it, like the adults that are over the top, that's because they have to make up for the kids, which, holy crap, they did not have any expressions. Tim, listen to me. Burton, not Nintendo Capri Sun. If you're going to hire kid actors, make sure they have expressions. Because those kids were the least interesting characters by far, because I can understand why a lot of them were overacting at one point, because the kids! The kids, man, just the kids. There's nothing wrong with the kids, and the kids are fine minus the expressions. Like, if they were expressive, I think they would have been a little bit better. I think that the boy, I don't actually remember, but I think the boy is wow, Quick Attack prioritizes, really? There's no point! There's no point! Quick Attack already prioritizes! Why does the Quick activate on Quick Attack? I guess it wants to be quick. But Danny DeVito actually does an amazing job in this film. But then again, Danny DeVito anywhere is really good. Hercules, any film he's in, he either does a decent job or a phenomenal job. Or somewhere in the middle, which is pretty good. But other than that, if you haven't seen it yet, it might be worth a shot if you're interested. However, if you're going in for the nice Dumbo thrills that you've gotten with the 1941 ones, don't expect that much. It's honestly just a nice little spin to a story. That's just okay. But here's probably my most underrated, or my most unpopular opinion I'm going to say. I liked the live-action version of Dumbo way better than Madagascar 3. You can find me in the comments if you want, but I could not stand Madagascar 3 watching it in the theaters, and it was because of that movie that I had, like, bad feelings about watching a film in or at least circus-related films in movie theaters, and I never trusted any circus-related movies in theaters, or at least on DVD. But I kind of got my hope back with Dumbo, so I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah, I would watch that movie 300 times more than Madagascar 3 ever. Yeah, you can tell I'm not a big fan of that. Anyways, wait, what's our password? Huh? Today's password? Help, of course! Noted. I'll have to come back whenever the radio station, or your podcast, your show is open, and just say that nice and loud. You battle? Yes, you battle. Okay, that's exactly what I thought. Seriously! Every time you want to use Payback or Quick Attack, Quick Claw activates. Why? Why is that? Seriously, I'm gonna have to make a counter every time, specifically for this episode, to see how many times Quick Claw unnecessarily activates. Unnecessarily activates. Because I'm pretty sure that's like the 5th time in a row or something. Anyways, that monk is down now, finally, and we have enough to get Sephiroth to 32, which means I'm going to switch over to Oberon so that way Oberon can get some experience, that way he's also caught up, and then I don't know who to send it afterwards, because as you know me, I like my team to be completely balanced in terms of levels. Maybe going to Fractail. What am I saying? This is the closest, because she could get more experience than anyone else. So it's out of question who's up next after that to get the 33. So yes, there's that. Let's head upstairs here and onto the 2nd floor, where you guessed it, more rocket grounds in. This poor man. To trainers, Pokemon are their beloved partners. It's terrible how Team Rocket is trying to control Pokemon. The radios, absolutely. I've been given strict orders. I'm to crush anyone who challenges Team Rocket. Try me. Well, this is what happens when you send in the wrong Pokemon and it has the coughing to start off with Smokescreen and Shadow Claw still hits a lot, but you don't want to risk the accuracy anyways. You end up having to go to a Raichu with all the moves necessary. Of course it happens like that. And, a scientist. Can I say it's actually really interesting that they've actually hired, like, scientists to work alongside Team Rocket? I mean, it makes sense. They both have the same intentions in terms of, like, the scientists are actually helping out Team Rocket. Their intention is to do bad things with Pokemon in general, so it's pretty understandable why. Kind of reminds me, like, how Peta's, like, if you've never seen those Peta Pokemon games, there's actually 2 of them. I'll put it briefly in a nutshell, since I'm pretty sure most of you would probably never play those games anyways. You probably would avoid it, or unless you just want the lols and the WTF moments, you could play it for yourself and figure that out for yourself. But, like, basically, the whole game's, like, at least Peta's version, I think it's, like, Black and Blue and then Red, Blue, and Black or something like that, I think that's the other one. At least in Black and Blue is basically, like, oh, we're supporting Team Plasma. Pokemon need to be liberated from their trainers and whatnot, because we're Peta. We don't know what the frick Pokemon actually is. It's really hilarious, but it's also really stupid. It's one of those games that's, like, stupid, but it's also hilarious because of the concept as well. It's a mixed bag, really. So that's the whole basics of that specific game. But I think also I know in Black, Red, Blue, and Black, it's basically targeting McDonald's as well, and both of them get you level rewards of having animals tortured. Fun. Because that's totally what you want out of a game. It doesn't make me want to not eat meat, it just makes me want to stay away from your website. Of all things. Ah, Peta. Peta, how you never failed to amuse me in a terrible negative way. Seriously, like, what company would want you to change, like, literal mottos? Like, kill 2 birds with 1 stone instead is killing 2 plants with 1 scissor or something. I don't know that. That's just ridiculous, though. And of course you miss your first Iron Tail. There's the pointless crit that we needed. Where was that the entire episode? Who actually knows, but at the same time, who actually cares? Because Oberon's caught up, which means now we're gonna, well, caught up with the rest of the team minus Afterburner, who's way ahead. Speaking of, I know who the next Pokemon to get to 33 is because I used Reynolds mostly in that one battle that Oberon was supposed to have all the spotlight, and then coughing with Smokescreen was a thing. You're not a trainer though, you're pretty innocent. The director can open it. He's up on the 5th floor. Please save him. We'll try our best. Actually, wait, it's not him already, is it? Okay, no, there's just another floor. Oh, hello. What do we have here? Why do I have to suffer through this? Meowth, help me. I think your Meowth is screwed. Yeah. Team Rocket, music, the souls and whatnot. We can see another glass door there. Proton, the leader of this radio tower mission. He is so cool. Who are you? If you're in the way of Proton, I mean Team Rocket, I won't allow that. That was the most random dialogue, and it's also one of the most hilarious from this grunt. Absolutely beautiful. I have a feeling when I should have went for Fire Blast instead. Seriously? Seriously. It's bad enough that it lived with 1 HP on the Flame Wheel, but I had to get paralyzed on the next turn before I can get off a freaking Quick Attack? Are you serious? Thank you. Okay, well, aside from Blind Gloom being surprisingly irritating, despite only using Stun Spore's entire life and 1 Mega Drain, that rocket is over with. I think that's an optional one, you don't entirely have to do that, but for experience purposes, I might as well do that. Team Rocket and Proton are all I need. Who cares about Pokemon? Then why do you have Pokemon? Just saying. Alright, so unfortunately, I do want to put Vulcan up front, but the reason I say unfortunately is because I don't think I have any. I do have a full heal, but I don't think I have any. Oh wait, didn't I get a whole bunch of? Yes, I do. Okay, good thing I go to that Golden department store just to get berries. It's only $300 Poké, so I'm more than okay with that. So now do I need to head over here? Actually, I could make a shortcut and actually avoid both of these trainers if I really wanted to. But I do need the experience mostly for Vulcan and other Pokemon that need to catch up. It's also interesting that Porygon Sprite in Hardcore SoulSilver isn't in the air, but it just stands on the ground. Probably the most fascinating sprite to ever exist in this entire game. Well, I did say I needed Vulcan to catch up with the team, and I actually let it stand against its final Pokemon, which was a Golbat. Easily, luckily, because it's level 24. Was able to get one-shotted with from 1 Fire Blast. Now, we have 3 Pokemon at level 32 and 3 at 33, so a little even on that. However, I think I'm going to switch over to Frogtail, and maybe if we're on the final floor, which I think, yes we are. Hello, you seem pretty interested. Wait, possible spoilers? Who knows? Ahem, do you hear me? I am the director. When I've decided to broadcast wonderful shows to praise Team Rocket. Everyone, I don't want you to hear. I don't want you to. Basically, I don't want to hear you complain. I cannot sense for the life of me. Just do a good job too. Yikes! I am busy impersonating that. Who are you? Oh no. It's you again, Blake? No. I was pretending to be the director to influence the entire region and support Team Rocket. This time I won't hold back. Give me all you've got. We got... Oh! I'm on the wrong one. I was thinking this Proton, but it was actually Petro this entire time, so... Yikes, that's a little awkward, because I actually don't remember his entire moveset. But, for coming here in the radio tower, if I can pull this up very quickly... Oh gosh, he has a lot of coughings, all with the same ability of... Levitate, Bolt, all done at level 30... with the same moves as Sludge, Smokescreen, Self-Destruct, and Tackle. Big yikes. Big yikes. Especially the fact that I don't think Dragon Rage is going to be enough for all of these. And the fact that he has, I think, 6 of them is kind of impressive, but also at the same time pretty scary. Okay, he wasn't going to go for Self-Destruct anyways. Where he was going to go for the... Bro, and now I really wish you would have went for the Self-Destruct, because at least that wouldn't have freaking poisoned me. Seriously? Why? Come on. I sent on my 1 Gyarados, and it lives a bite. This is gonna be a nightmare, isn't it? Well, I don't have any psychic tests, which unfortunately... Oh wait, no. 5 out of 6 Pokemon are actually coughing. I actually had to look it over like super quickly. So that's quite unfortunate. Whoa! What happened to the thing here? No, 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 no. Go back to where you were supposed to go. Don't. Okay, I'm actually using Bulba. Wait. Did it miss? Did it seriously miss? Fractail. Come on. One secret power wasn't enough? All you had to do was secret power and hit it. One smoke screen, of course, it's enough to freaking irritate me. But you know what? For your freaking wheezing, I have the ultimate prize. Don't get him, Afterburner! You need to destroy this man. Look at that back sprite animation. It's so beautiful. Anyways, Wheezing is a lot more powerful than you think. It's 32 with Levitate. Has the same moves minus one thing. Explosion. More powerful than Self-Destruct. Big yikes. So I'm hoping we have plenty of special attacks, so oh no. Okay, smoke screen. Okay, that's fine. This is the good news, it did a little over half of that Shadow Ball, so I'm actually really happy with that. Not gonna lie. At least the good news is, if I don't miss a Shadow Ball, we should be fine. Thank goodness. I was going to get really upset we actually missed that Shadow Ball and it ended up using Explosion. I would have just left the building. Literally. There were things right down there I could have gone through just to stop this once and for all. Okay, so now we're back to the coughings. So I think for the remaining coughings, I've learned my lesson. Don't go for any physical attackers. Just go straight for the special attackers because they know their job a little bit better than physical attackers since coughings are technically tanks. Next up is another coughing, same move, same ability, same everything. So I technically don't really need to say anything more. I could just simply shut up and let you guys listen to the music and or listen to coughing fanning, which either way would be pretty devastating. And sad thing is, I've already stated what I wanted to say early on, so once again, it's me. Like, I don't have really any topics to talk about. I should, at some point in the future, do that more. So I'm not like, oh, I don't know what to do. Because I'm just standing here, obviously talking about Pokemon, which, for a Let's Play, it works when I talk about the things. But I guess I can compare it to the Gold, Silver, and Crystal one, which is basically the same. So, I don't know why I even brought that up. That's just me talking about my brain, you guys. Forget what I said, it's all basically the same. But I will say it's kind of interesting that he has 6 Pokemon and one of them's only fully evolved. That's probably one of the most fascinating things about this fight is. You'd think, because all the other Grunts and like probably Executive 2 have evolved their team members, you'd think it would have had at least like maybe 4 or 3 Wheezings and the rest would have been Coughings and whatnot, but no. They're all Coughings, which is very interesting. I'll keep you in for the final coughing. I have one more Fire Blast anyways. And then I will need to heal. And then I'll wrap up this episode, since that's all I really need to do was to go to the... Are you kidding? The final Fire Blast and you missed! What's the last time Fire Blast missed throughout this entire playthrough? It's been on a hot streak of hitting so many times, and now we have to suffer. I love me some 2 poison Pokemon. Oh my gosh. Well, I know what I'm doing immediately. I'm freaking switching. That's dumb. That's honestly just really dumb. It should not have missed that. I'm upset. I'm actually upset. If you poison Reynolds, are you? You got. You know, I was gonna play nice. But you get a Volt Tackle instead. I'm not dealing with you. I'm not dealing with this poisoning coughings of yours. Just get out of here. Just freaking get out of here. Jeez, I only had 1 antidote. I should have bought some antidotes knowing they'd be doing this all the time. Okay, I'll tell you where he is. You better not poison me anymore than your freaking 5 coughings. You're wheezing, that more than okay with. Listen carefully. We stashed the real director in the underground warehouse. It's at the far end of Goldenrod Tunnel. I'm a nice guy. I'll give you the basement key to get to the underground warehouse. Take it with gratitude. I mean, thanks. I will never understand why some of these guys give you hints as to where you go, and they'll be like, "It's not like we hid in the basement." At least he was honest. It was nice and whatnot. But what wasn't nice about him was this freaking amount of poison. Ugh. Alright, Fragtail survived the poisoning. I swear if Renos also survives the poisoning as I get to the Pokemon Center, good, okay. Because I know, even though we have no relationship or friendship evolutions now, I just want to point it out, if your Pokemon survives the poisoning with 1 HP, it reduces friendship. So, be warned about that. Be absolutely warned about that. But with that being said, we took care of the radio tower, but Team Rocket is still around here. But luckily, we now have a hint as to where exactly the real director is. So, we'll be taking on the Goldenrod Tunnel in the next episode. And maybe, just maybe, we might be able to find out and solve this puzzle, take care of Team Rocket once and for all in the Johto region. Seriously, I cannot sentence. I really should practice before recording this episode. Anyways, if there's any episodes you missed, whether from the past or from the future, make sure you check them out in the playlist down in the description below, the eye in the top right corner, or the upcoming end slate. Otherwise, you can check out the old playlist as well, which is also down in the description below, if you don't feel like waiting a little bit of rounds and you want to spoil yourself on how we beat this Goldenrod takeover that should not be here, but it is anyways. With that being said, though, my name is Blake, also known as the Nerd, and hopefully things will be a lot more Goldenrod in the next episode. I just needed a pun because poison is very toxic. It is. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Do remember to take care.